Recording. Yes, we started now. Okay. So today is another important unit, that is your differential calculus and their applications. So okay, I think I can start my presentation. If any queries, you may ask before start. If anybody any doubt or something. Then okay, I start my presentation. I think people are joining. So okay, I can. So okay, before start, you see there are three part. Main things you have to first know, clear the idea of limits, then derivatives, differentials, and then integrals. So integrals is basically the opposite of differentials. The anti-differential, other way I can say. So differential, the things are, so limit, first of all I have to discuss about the limit. Suppose the consider the function, as you know, function x is equal to x2 x square minus 4 x minus 2. Function is nothing just like a relation between the two variables as a function. Suppose supply and demand. So there is some relations are there. So it is a sum of the function between supply and demand. So as you know, when the demand will increase, so supply has to be increased also. So some sort of relations are there. Or you can say the price, sale price or profit. So relation between the two variables, we can say it is a function of others. So in this case, suppose there are function of x is equal to this. So some relations are there. Suppose here the x value will change or something, to function of x also to be changed. So that type of relation are there. That's the functions. Now let's see how to plot it. Now one table I have given here. So based on table, I would like to explain the limit. Okay. So following table exhibits the values of the function of x at particular points and which are closest to 2, close to 2. On its, here you see, suppose x limit you are selecting 2. So if we plot it, there are two things. One is your x and another is your function of x. There are two rows. First row we are just putting the x is equal to x and then function of x. Suppose if we consider 2 and you see the left hand side, suppose we are limiting the 2, then it is slowly in the left hand side is a decreasing. 2, then 1.99, then 1.9, 1.8, 1.7, 1.6. Slowly it is in decreasing order. Or we can say from left to right, you can say consider left to right, then we can say x value are increasing and finally it is reaching to 2. That tends to 2. And this side also, if we say the from the your right hand side, the value, the 4, in this case the value is 4, we are considering 4. So that case the value is decreasing, first 2.6, then 2.5, then finally it is reaching to 2. If we considering as a function of x, then we can say that it is also increasing and slowly it is reaching in the value of 4, 3.9, and after that 4. So how to present the in a graphically? So what are the data is available here? Based on this, you can draw the graph. So it is the x-axis and this is the y-axis. The plot actually ultimately that x value is in these conditions we are taking as a 2. So limit in the right hand side and it's positive 2 and the left hand side is also in negative side, that is -2. So in this line x-axis we are considering the x value. You see the x value where 2 is the maximum in the right hand side and from the left hand side is also 2 is the maximum from the negative and this is positive that way. Similarly, in the case of function of x, you see that is both the cases. If we consider from this side or from this side, ultimately it is reaching in determinant. Actually in this case हम लोग 0/0 just determinant means actually towards the 4. So 4 is ultimately the aim. So 0/4 and here is also thing. So we can draw the line where the intersecting point, this line are, you can say the function line basically, the function of x is equal to x square minus 4 and x minus 2. These things we can plot in this way. Now how to represent? That is the thing. Now you carefully see what I have written here. Then you can understand the limit. Function of x, that is, I can show you here. X increases, mind it, x increases and comes closer to 2. Considering the left hand side, you see x increase 1.4, then in increasing 1.5, then again it is increasing 1.6, again 1.7, finally it is reaching 2. So same thing I have written here. Function of x, as x increases and comes closer to 2, from the left hand side, from the left hand side of 2. Okay, the values of function of x, values I just put a underline. The values of function of x increases and comes closer to 4. You see, second line, values of function of x, the second line, second row, 3.4, now it is increased, 3.5, now it is increased, 3.6, and slowly it is up to the 4. And here actually ultimately 4. So what does it mean? Basically, this is how to interpret. This is interpreted as when x approaches to 2, slowly you see x approaching to 2 from its left hand side. The function x tends to the limit 4. Means again I am going to the table. When x increases and tends to reaching 2, and that case function is also increasing and reaching to 4. In this case it is 2, in this case it is 4. So this is considering the left hand side. So how to represent x? This is the arrow, mean x approaching to, or we can say x tends to 2. So, one dash, we can say it is a minus symbol because it is from the left hand side. So that's why we are putting a minus. So function of x 4, that is again tends to 4 or approaching to 4, or we can write in this way also. Most of the books are written like this: limit, at the bottom you can write x 0 tends to 2. That minus symbol means this is in the left hand side part, and function of x is equal to 4. So this is the way you have to write it. Ultimately you have to represent this way only. Similarly, from right hand side, same thing will be there, only x tends to 2 plus, in the top you can write a plus because from the right hand side, and function of x tends to 4, or we can write this way: limit x, it is not a dash, it is the arrow, x tends to 2, in the top you can write a plus symbol, and function of x is equal to 4. So this is the way you have to represent. Now see the solution, then it will be more clear. See the solution. Normally it is coming like this. Evaluate limit x tends to 2, or otherwise you can say x approaching 2. This is the function x square minus 5x plus 6 divided by x square minus 4, it is given. So this is your question basically. So limit, basically you have to put a value of x value. It means x slowly increasing and reaching to 2 up to this is the limit point, and the value accordingly you have to put it, and finally you have to find out the function of this. This is basically evaluating. What happens? Simply limit x, same thing you have to write it. And then here actually you have to factorization, you have to factor it. You have to take the common factor. So 5x we can write 2x minus 3x, x square is same. Then you can split 5x, 2 and 2, and here is plus 6. So now you can take a factor, common factor. You can take a x common, So x minus 3, and then another, take a common minus 3, and you have to x minus 2. So x minus 2 and x minus 2, you can take a one common, okay, and another here actually. So finally you see it is now cancel each other, x minus 2 and bottom is also x minus 2, and here actually it is a formula, x square minus 2 square, 4 means you can write it 2 square. So formula is x a plus b and into a minus b. That is a formula. This way it is a square minus b square formula. So state algebra you should know. Then it is very easy to calculate. So finally it is coming limit x minus 3 divided by x plus 4, x plus 2. Here actually how long you will to write limit when you put the value x value, in this case 2, instead of x you are putting the value, that limit, you not write the limit action is over. As soon as you put the value of x value in the function, then limit is no longer. So you not write the limit x to the x tends to 2, that things you need not write, because only the value you have already put it here. So then after the calculation, minus 1, 4 is coming. This is your answer. So I hope, I think everybody are understanding what is, nothing else, nothing the new things. Whatever it is written there, you don't worry. You calculate, you evaluate the things, and finally you remove the limit word, and what are the value will be there. X tends to 2, so that x value you have to write it here. Suppose in the exam x tends to 3 or x tends to 4, whatever the value is given, no problem. You have to put the value and calculate it. See the another one. Simple. Limit x tends to 1. Simply x is equal to 1, you have to put it somewhere. And this is the function, x to the power 3 minus 1 divided by x minus 1. So you calculate it, it is also a formula, a cube minus b cube, that formula is there. So you have to cancel each other in the top portion, so only this portion here. So it is there, simplify. Then you remove the limit. Remove the limit means you are now applying the limit. You are now the application of limit, value x is equal to 1, you can put it here and get the result. So this is your answer. See the another one. Evaluate limit minute, just a minute. Just 1 minute. Huh? So I think, so finally, here you have to put it x tends to 2. So means after the evaluating all these things, finally you have to put the x value 2, nothing else. So you see there is a simple factorization. You have to calculate it yourself and you can do it, no problem. Simple algebra. Then here you see the limit that things we are not writing here, and the value x tends to 2, that x value is equal to 2, that we are putting here. Because x plus 1, now here 2 plus 1 and x. After the simplification, in the last only you have to put the value, and you will get the result. This is your value of function value, limit value. So okay, I think 3 example I've shown you, and that all that type of example are coming in the exam only. So I hope you understand. If any doubts, you may ask. Nothing is here. Simply the what are the value, x value, the limit is given, you have to put it. That's all. And okay, another one. This is a different type of root over, that's why. So again, evaluate limit x tends to 4. Now it is 4. So I want to show you the limit, maybe 4, maybe 2, maybe 1. So you don't worry about it. Some of the students, they are very much confused about the limit. So I don't know how to do it. Simply you just focus on your this part. Simplify it, evaluate it, and in the last you just put the value x value. That's all. So in this case, when the root is there, so you have to rationalize the denominator, just like a conjugate. Actually, that day in the complex number, I told you you have to conjugate the things. Here is also same thing. What are the denominator part? You have to multiply. Only you have to see here is a minus, there is a plus. That's all. So this I am just taking for rationalizing the things. So it will automatically cancel each other. It is remain same. So same thing we just add on, multiply by what are the denominator. Same thing was just multiplying by numerator and denominator. So you have to just simply do it. Then after that, no problem. Then after that, simply you have to multiplication, have to multiply, and slowly you have to solve it, and you get it. In this case, you see x square plus 9 minus 4, so x square minus 16. So this part is cancel each other, and this is the remaining part is there only. So I think somebody wants to say something. Maybe some sound is coming. Anybody wants to say something? Rahit, are you want to say something? Rahit, Rahit, your mic is on. Okay. So now here you see the root is up to this only. You have to be careful. The question again, I am going to the question. That root over is not up to the 5, up to the 9 only. So that minus 5, that 5 will be remain the same, or whatever it is. But here actually uh, root is there. So you have to be careful about this. Here you see this case, because we have taken a 5, so that's why it is plus now. And that's why I'm thinking is a minus. Is a minus, but how it has 5? Oh, because in the right hand side I am multiplying by this thing, na? So it is a 5, it is change. So that's why the 5 is ultimately there. This portion is there, and this portion is automatically cancel each other. Okay. So finally, after the calculation, now it is 16 and 9. Okay. Or it is x square. So now you have to put the value of 4, x4. So now limit now cancel. No need not to write the limit. Once you have put it the value, so limit लिखना जरूरत नहीं है. So finally you have to get it 5 plus 10. Answer is 10. Another, this come 2013 June exam paper, it has come. Evaluate limit 0, x tends to 0. and this is the function e to the power x minus e to the power minus x divided by x. So to put the value straightway 0 0, so the answer is 0. So it is totally 0, nothing else. So, and this is for 5 marks. Just imagine, it may hardly 1 2 3 step, and limit is x to tends to 0. So definitely it will be 0, because you have, when you put the x value, so ultimately it is 0. Anyway, so only you have to clear the concept and all these things. Now coming to, I think before do this part, I have to say something. Maybe okay, that I will tell you after that, because some other things are there. Then only I have to tell you. Just remind me the page number 4, okay, and this particular folder I have to discuss later. Means limit folder, last page, I will explain later on. Now let's see for your this one. Go for okay. Now see the IGNOU study material. What they have, what the structure of these things. So what is the objective? It is the limit of the function that just now we have discussed. Then continuity and function and derivative of the function. So these three things are to know. Limit already I have shown you some of things. I will not go in details. That part you can see. I just give you some idea about these things, the evaluate of these things, how it has come. There are so many processes there. In this case, x tends to 3. So finally you see somewhere the value has put it. In addition, some of the books are also explain additional part, but you can do straightway. Direct method is also there, which I have shown you. There is a direct method. That is also no problem. So there are so many I have to see here. Same thing. Limit this thing. So we can split up part by part or whatever it is, and then finally you have to put 3. If limit is 3, so 3 you can put it here, and finally 43. So let's, that I think you can do it, no problem. Okay. This type of normally questions are coming here. If you see, so divide by -3 and -3 common factor, and then finally you can. So in this case, 9/2 is coming. Put the value. So you take a 4-5 example and go through this material definitely, and then you picked up the solution based on your last question, last 3-4 years question paper pattern. There you have to focus more. As a continuity, I can straightway go to limit for derivatives. Actually, okay. So 1.3, this unit is important. So derivative of function is given. There are certain rules are there. Again, yes. Now the rules are there like this. Dy dx, we are just notation for the derivatives, differential. So we have put dy dx. This is part of this function of x, and it is also another function. So that case, the rule is there. You can split up derivative of function of x and derivative of function of g also in respect of x. Okay. Difference rule, that is a sum rule. In the case of sum, that is the rule. In case of difference, then that is, if it is a plus, now it is a minus. So this is another rule. So all these rules you have to go through this, which are required in the solution time. Where I am just holding and explaining means important. Okay, student, actually carefully observe where I am holding the things and try to explain means that is the important, and all these things are to be required during the solution. Then product. During the product, what is the philosophy? What is the technique? Let's go the solution. Okay. Now theorem 5, power rule. That is more important. It's very, very important. The page number 16. Okay. Power rule. Definitely you have to go through this. So if n is a positive integer, dy dx x to the power n is equal to n into x to the power minus 1. That is your power rule in form of dy dx. Okay. So you have to remember these things. You can highlight the thing. You can note down your book somewhere. The dy dx x to the power n is equal to n into x to the power n minus 1. So again, I am telling you, when it is symbol of dy dx, but when you are apply the derivation part is over. So dy dx need not to write. Like limit, lim limit, we are not writing in the end. When you are putting the values, so like this, when you are, this part is over. So need not to write dy dx, don't write. Simply you see the n power will come first. What are the power is there in, that will come first, then x to the power n minus 1. So n minus 1 will come in the power, and this n 1 power will come in the front. Suppose for example here, in the case of n 1, suppose you are putting the 1, what will happen? So in this case, it will n into n to the power x to the power n minus 1. So formula is coming based on this only. So now another thing, we have to reciprocals formula. That is also important. If it is reciprocals, what will happen? 1 by function of, you see in this case, once the normally dy dx function of x, but when the reciprocal 1 by, okay, and after that simple LCM, all these things. Now I just try to do the solution. If we do the solution, it will be more clear. Theory part, okay, you can go through this. Let's see. Yeah. So find the derivatives. Find the derivatives of the following function. Listen very carefully what I mean to say. Y is equal to 2 into x to the power 5 minus 3x is given. Okay. Now here, now we have to find out the derivatives. So in terms of dy by dx, in this case you see y and x, there are two variables. So derivative is always between the two variables. So here y this side and here is right, and right hand side is x values there, it is y values there. So we are finding the derivatives based on y and x. So because this side is y, so we have to dy and this is the x. In respect of x, we are finding out the y value, basically y value. So if we y, you can cut it here, you can write here, we can say dy dx into y. I can write that way also, or dy by dx. So is equal to, in this case what happened, so right hand side also you have to derive it. Here actually what happened, now dy, that is also we are now derivative, and dy dx, we are putting the symbol dy dx. Okay. Or otherwise I can show you another way. Let represent in other way also. What is the things? Suppose y is equal to 2 x square minus 3, suppose, for example. Okay. So now when you are derivating both the sides, then dy dx always come. So d by dx. Okay. Is equal to, this side is also d by dx. You try to study in this way only, then no mistake will be there. Now y you can write it here. I can put in another symbol. So simply y, and here in bracket 2 x square minus 3. But that's all. So you have to keep in mind in this way what you are doing. Basically, this is given in the question, that is a question. Okay, and you are finding the derivatives. So first of all, this is this symbol, you have to write it, both the sides. Then you write whatever it is here, same thing you can write. This is the first step. Okay, it is clear. Now you have to go for second step. So in this here, actually what happened, now this is your question. Here y is equal to 2x5 minus 3x. I have given 2x to the power 2 square minus, oh, whatever it is. So dy by dx, actually y should write in here and dy, then student will be more clear, is it not? And is equal to d by dx. This side is written correctly, no problem. Here actually y, so that's why sometimes students are confusing. So this side is y dy by x. So basically it is dx, d by dx, this portion. Y we have written here, when you multiplying, so automatically d and y, dy. That's why they have written this way. Basically it is a separate y here actually. Anyway, now coming to this side. As per the formula, substitution formula, so both the portion you have to make the derivatives. Dy dx, this portion also, minus dy dx, this portion also. Again, here actually you have to keep in mind, derivative is always in the x value, unknown values, 2, 3 or constant value. So don't derivative these things, simply 2 will come in front. So 2 we are not derivating, 2 straightway is coming here. So we are concerned about dy dx x to the power 5, this portion only. Okay, this portion only. And minus 3x, here is also 3. 3 automatically come here. And we are concerned about dy dx 3x only. Okay, this part only. Then after they have to put a formula. 2 into, when you are removing the dy dx, so definitely n 5 will come here, and x to the power n minus 1, 5 minus 1, so that is 4. Here is also 3 into 1 is coming. And this is the result, 10 into x to the power 4 minus 3. I hope it is understood by the student. X to the power 5. Actually, this is your question, what I meant to say, that is power 5 and it is 3x. Okay, let's see, I'm trying to do it here so that it will be more clear. And it is 3x. So it's equal to, so both the things you have to read. So dy dx two, actually this 2 are not derivating, so 2 is coming in the outside. Now x to the power 5 minus 3 were not, nothing will do because it's a constant, so 3 will come outside. So dy dx x, only x is there, that's all. Here actually you have to, formula is there, so when you are applying the dy dx derivative, so 2 is already there, so 2 already here, so into 5, that is n. We have to know, we know, no? The formula is n into x to the power n minus 1. That is your formula. Okay. So n in this case 5. So 5 will come. Then x to the power n minus 1 means 5 minus 1. So 4. So x to the power 4 minus 3 is already there. Now here x. So same thing will come. In this case, you can consider when nothing is there, you can consider 1. So if it is a 1, then 1 into x to the power 1 minus 1 means 0. 1 minus 1, 0. X to the power 0 is equal to 1. So finally it will only 3 will be there. So 10 to the power 10 x to the power 4 minus 3. So now coming to here this thing. So 10 to the power x to the 4 minus 3 it is coming. So I hope the students can understand how to apply the, and you see when you are applying the n into what are the formula, then dy dx need not to write. Don't write the dy dx. That's all. So now we can go. Similarly, another example. If you understand the one example, it is sufficient. You can do others also. Only thing uh, may be a lengthy when the some sort of formulas and is given. And then dy dy. Another example is this dy dx. Another rule is the quotient rule. You see, yes. There are so many that I have to discuss. That's okay. Here I have discussed. Now this one you see, that is reciprocal type. So you have to apply this thing. And in this case, it is quotient rules. Quotient rule is means this is 3. Case number 3. 3 is given 3. This one. So y is equal to x divided by x plus 2. Just remember it. X divided by x plus 2. Y is given. So now we have to derivative. You see here it is the ratio. Means quotient type, ratio type. It is not a subtraction or addition. No. So it is the rule is different. What is the rule? Let's see. Yes. So in this case, what happened? The formula is u v into dx. I mean this part, lower part will come here, and d by dx of other part. You see the question is x minus x divided by x plus 2, isn't it? Yes, x divided by x plus 2. I can show you some formula. It is not given. It is how to delete it. Actually, in the study material, They have written, but they have not, at the same side, they should have given the formula also. That is why. Okay, otherwise, now the time has come to show that page, limit page. Na? Actually, I forgot to, yes. Here, the last page, all the formula is there. Page number 4. Yes. When the things are coming, there are both sides, supposing the ratio of x plus 2 this time. But suppose, for example, here is x or x plus 2, or you can take it this as a consideration these things. So there are two parts, the numerator and denominator, but the part is there. The formula is, so when you are dy by dx, d by dx, a particular, you consider is it a u and b. This portion is u, and that is the, and the denominator is u b. Okay, u and b. So formula is, first lower portion it will come, b is come, then du by dx minus, then you basically here actually we are derivative of second function. There are two functions u and b. So denominator function v is remain same. Will not do anything. Simply you can write the v. U we are taking as a derivative. So d by dx into u, or otherwise you can write du by dx. Straight away, as I told you, you can write d by dx into u, or du by dx, same thing, minus. Now second part, u will be remain same, and now derivative of v. So dx into v, so dv by dx. That means you see carefully, once v remains same, means second part is same, first part, upper part, we are derivative, then upper part u is remain same, lower part is we are making derivative, just interchange. Okay, and in the denominator, in the bottom, v square means whatever it is here, square, you simply square it. If we consider in this formula, then you can derive these things. Same thing, now you see what happened. So as usual, you just consider this thing. So v, so this is v, so it is coming here. Then dx u means this portion. So we have to write it here. Minus. Then u, simply upper portion will be remain same, and lower v, we are derivating dv. So this portion, it is v. Okay. And this is v square. So this way e to the power x minus e to the minus x, that is square. That's all. So all these things you are putting in the formula based on this. After that, simplify. Simply you are just multiplication, whatever it is. So simple algebra, after that you can do it. Then you can get the result this much. That's, so this is the way you can do it. So now these three formula you can write down, or you can take a snapshot, or think all these formula are very important. So when this condition sum u and b, there are two functions, you have to derivative. So d by dx u plus b, this condition you have to, this is your formula. So du by dx plus dv by dx. Second, multiplication, product, u and b, there are two variables. You have to make a derivative. U and P, product. In that case, you see, this is the formula. What is the thing? Nothing is. First, U you can keep it. Second, V you can derivative. Plus, now V is as it is, and U you can derivative dy by dx. So actually, what is this? dv by dx. That means second part you have to put a formula n into n to the power h to the power n minus 1. And first part you don't do. So this only partly you have to do it, partly the partial differentiation basically. And when the ratio u by v, that already we have discussed now, u by v, this is the formula. So these three formulas you have to note down, and you see the type of questions are coming. Based on this, you have to apply this formula. Okay. So accordingly, you can do it. This is the same formula. Now you can see questions, then dx like this, then minus. Now you can understand what is happening because it's a formula only. That's all. If you feel any doubt, you can discuss with me, no problem. Right now, same thing. All these three formulas are applied here, nothing else. If you remember the formula and you do yourself one or two example, then you can do it, no problem. All the equation are similar type. You just see dy dx using quotient. This part is there, then dx of upper part, then minus upper part will remain 7 now, dy dx of lower part, and this is b square, means x square plus 3 whole square, this thing. Then after that you calculate it. Only how to put up the things in a formula and which has to be same and which are to be derivative, that is the important. So I think again I'm telling you d by dx, this portion is basically, this is only one formula, n into x to the power n minus 1. So you have to this formula only, then you will get it here. Here you see, for example, this is remains same, no problem. D by dx, now see that the symbol has vanished. And e to the power x, it is same, no problem, because it is, there is no change, no power, x is no power. So derivative of e to the power x is only ex, same thing it is coming, no changes. But here actually you see now e to the power x same. Here d by dx of x square plus 3. So 2x is coming. How? Because 2 n is 2 into x to the power n minus 1, means 2 minus 1. So 2x. So in this case it is 2x. Constant part, nothing to do. As I told you, nothing to do. So same thing, constant is not to write in this part, no derivations. But if you multiply here, suppose in this case 2x square, that constant will come in the outside. Just remember it in this case. When the some figure with this bracket, I mean 5 into x square or 2 into x square, that case that integer or this figure will come in the outside. But if it is within the bracket, that case it is totally 0. So no, nothing. You don't do anything. Simply you just remove this, vanish this. So you have to write, you have to just dy dx x square, you can do it and write it here. So I hope you clear what I mean to say. I can show you some of it. Another thing, y is equal to x to the power 5 minus 3x to the 4 plus 2x minus 1. You see here what they did. Okay, it is, I think you have to do it. Check your progress. So that means you have to do it. Find the derivatives of the following functions. There are so many things are there. dy by dy by dy, these things. Another thing is a chain rule. Chain rule means whether there are more variables are there, then that is another rule is there. You have to take a consideration of these things. dy u, du by dx. You see when the u is there, x is also there, and y is also there. There are three things involved. So that case you have to take a consideration of like this. This is another rule is there. So this is the way. Okay, I think now I can show you some of the exam pattern or question. Yes. Normally, it's coming in the exam, this type of things. So if y is equal to this, then d square y and dx square is equal to which one? You have to prove it. This is your question. Y is equal to is given. So dy by dx, first you have to do it. Dy by dx. 5 is coming outside. AE to the power 5x you have written. Here is also minus 5 is coming outside. And BE. First you just segregate it. Okay. Then I do it. In this case, you see it is I change the minus symbol. Then dy by dx, another d. Actually, what happened? Question is double derivative. Means dy by dx, again dy by dx. Means in respect of y. Y is here. So once dy by dx, again dy. Means second time. Second time you have to derivative. So that's why d square divided by dx square. Y is single. Maybe it may be come in your mind. Why not y square? Because y square is not required, no? Because only we are concerned about dx, d by dx. So d by dx, suppose for example d by dx into again d by dx. What will happen? You have to write uh, d square by dx square only. Y is remain same, then into y. So don't confuse about this thing. So here actually, so dy by dx, then again d into d by dx. So then again you have to do it same thing. Then you can get it into by y. So that means answer is 25. A is the correct answer. Now you have to know the log also. Y is given, then double derivative means twice. So this way also it is given. These all are log. Some of the things are there. These all are given in the books, study material also. I just shown you some of the important things. Sine. These all are double derivatives. Okay, I think some of the standard formula that also you can take a snapshot, or I will provide you, no problem. So all this formula you should know, dy dx. If these things, what is the formula? 2 dy dx, x is equal to always 1. dy dx sin x is equal to cos x. So it is all in the formula in a handy things. So you can remember it or you can memorize the things. So it will be required in the solution. Okay, I think a lot of things are there. By the way, if any doubt, anybody? Temporarily,
Sir,
yes, please.
what is dy dx of a constant means?
Constant part is always, if it is within the bracket, some figure is there, so it is always 0. But if the constant part is before, suppose, for example, 2x to the power 5, for example, the 2 always is a constant, we are considering constant, and it will come in the first. It will be multiplied by the 2. But if the constant part is within the bracket, I mean within the function, that constant part always, you need not to derivative things, that is always 0. I think I've shown you all these things. Suppose, for example, I'm just telling you, just consider it, dy dx is equal to 2 into x to the power 3 minus 5. 5 minus 5x plus 2 or something. That is within the bracket. Okay. So that constant, which one is the before? The x, before the x. That is, that constant part will be multiplied. But if it is within the equation, within the inside, suppose 2x plus 5, then when you are taking a derivative of dy dx in bracket 2x plus 5, then 5 need not to derivative is, in that case it is 0. Am I clear or not? When
Yes,
the
sir. Yes, sir.
when
It
the
is clear.
only figure is before the x is coming, that you can take it out. But if it is anything figure is coming after the x as a plus or something, then you are not required to derivatives. By the time today, actually, I'm not taking the snapshot. No, I think I forget the state where I'll go to, because I know it is a new chapter. Mohit Rastogi, you want to say something? Mohit, bolo. Where are you now? Mohit, tell me. Maybe it's a long time. I have not seen your raise hand because I've been sharing mode. So that's why I have not seen. Just now I've seen the maybe. Okay, anyway, I have to take a snapshot. So please come on the camera. And then I have to take the chat box also. So Ajay, it is clear, na? I think what the way I'm saying, because I'm trying to give you the example, question pattern, and study material is very long. Huge syllabus are there. It's an important portion I'm trying to show you, so that when you go for the material, then it will be very easy to understand. Okay. So I think okay, make ready, ready, steady, go. All are come. No, some I think Prashant, Prashant is not there. Pritam Banerjee, where are you, Pritam? Shri Pratap.
Yes, sir. My video,
Okay,
my webcam is not
okay, okay.
working.
Camera is not working. Okay, fine.
Mm.
So okay,
I
no
have sent
problem.
you the details on the chat box.
Okay, no problem. It is just because when take the photo, let's see how it has come. I have to see. Yes, it has come. It has come, no problem. So I can save the today's 13, no? 13. Okay. So, so now, okay. I think now again is clear. So any, if any doubt so far, because now again I'm trying to recap it. The time is there, and again I have to go another slides. Limit. First of all, we have discussed the limit. Limit is nothing. X tends to x tends to 2 or x tends to 3. The this limit is fixed. X value will go up to certain point. It may be in the x-axis, positive side or negative side. Okay. So the value are given and the function has given. Some of the function has given. Function of x something is given. So you have to make a limit. Based on the limit, you have to derive the value of the particular function. That's it. So what happened? First you look up your function value. What are the functions given? It may be equation, it may be something. You try to simplify it slowly. Based on this algebra, it may be a formulated, it may be factorizations. So slowly basic algebra is there. Then in the end of this thing, when it is already small type, then you can put the limit value. Limit value, what is the given in the exam? X towards x tends to 2 or x tends to 3. Question paper, what are the given the value? That x value you put it in the last. And limit, need not to write the limit things. And what are the result will come? That is your answer. So limit is nothing. Okay. So only the different algebra is there that you have to memorize the things. Basically, a square plus b square, a cube, then your factorization is required. If you do this, then limit you can automatically you can do it. Then after that, we straight away go to the derivatives. And the derivatives you see there are some sum is there, addition is there, substitution is also there, multiplication is there, and their ratio, quotient type is also there. So there are different formulas are there. And conditions. If it is a u plus b or two variables, simply add different things. Both the cases d by dx, you have to derivative. And in the case of subtraction, only the symbol will change. Addition and subtraction, nothing is there. only the symbol has changed. In the case of plus, it is minus, but both the things you have to derivative. During the derivatives, my dear dx, you have to consider it constant part. Which one is the before the x, that should come in the first. Then derivative symbol will be there, dy dx something. For example, 3 into x to the power 5. So what happened? First you write 3, then dy dx x to the power 5. You just break up, just break the things, plus something, whatever it is there. Then in the second line, you, whatever the 3 into, that will be there. Now dy dx x to the power 5 means the formula you have to remember, n into x to the power n minus 1. That is the, to remove the dy dx. Like that, in the time of limit, x tends to 2. When you put the value of x value to limit, need not to write the limit. Similarly, dy dx, when you are derivative the things, particular function, n into x to the power n minus 1 formula, then after putting this value, dy dx need not to write. So it is the end of the line already. Then you calculate it. So that is a part 1. At the time of quotient or in the ratio type, you have to consider it is a upper or lower, then which one to be derivative first, which one is not to be derivative, that thing you have to note down, and you have to do it like this. Then you have to, another part we have discussed, that is a double derivatives. Dy dx into again dy dx of y. Okay. So you can, at the time of exam or at the time of practice, you can write that way. Suppose y is equal to 5x. For example, y is equal to 5x, some given. Now find out d square y divided by dx square. Means double derivative. You have to find out the double derivative. So that case you have to write d by dx into y is equal to whatever the things. After getting the values, again you have to multiply by d by dx. So then it will be your double derivatives. Or you can write it as dy dx into dy dx into y. That is more clear. When you, what are the question has given, d square y divided by dx square, it means dy dx into dy dx into y. Basically meaning these things. Okay. So up to that portion we have discussed, and I have shown you some of the solution also, and I hope to practice it. Now I have to show you some other questions. Before that, I think chat box details I can write in the, I can take it in the last, because meanwhile you can write something. Those are coming late or something, let them write the enrollment name properly. Those who have missed, please write all these things. So chat box details I can take it in the last. Okay. Or if any specific questions, anybody write in the chat box or not? Only any questions? No, nothing. No, nobody is questioning anything. So anyway, I hope everybody are understanding.
So,
Then
can you tell me once more about the power rule multiplication?
yeah, power rule. As I told you, basically power rule. Simply your formula is n into n to the power minus 1. That is the formula, actually power formula. N into x to the power n minus 1. That is your power rule formula. Means how to apply the d by dx. Power rule basically nothing else. Derivatives d by dx. When you are writing the d by dx, based on power rule, we are removing the d by dx. That is the basically we are doing here. Is it not? So power rule is nothing. N into n to the power minus 1. N into n minus 1. That is the rule. Only thing you have to be careful about is in case of log, in case of ex, in case of sigma, that is some special characters are there, their power rule will be different. That I am giving you one standard formula chart. Based on this chart, suppose for example d by dx e to the power x. In that case nothing is happened. Simply ex will be there, no changes. So that thing you have to keep in mind. If you try to okay e to the power x, so considering power is 1, when the nothing is there, you have to consider one power is 1 is there. Otherwise it is mentioned. Suppose x to the power 5. You know the power is 5. But only x, 2x is only 2x. So that case you consider it 2x1. In the half there are x to the power 1. You consider it. So n into x to the power n minus 1 means 1 into x to the power 1 minus 1. Suppose for example d by dx x, only x. Suppose only x value, on y is written, you are डेरिवेटिव x का क्या डेरिवेटिव होगा? अगर कोई पूछे इंटरव्यू में ये y का क्या डेरिवेटिव, x का क्या डेरिवेटिव होगा, simply you just write 0 1 because 1 you are considering the x to the power is 1, so 1 into x to the power 1 minus 1, n minus 1, that means x to the power 0. So x to the power 0 means value is only 1. So 1 into 1 finally. So that way you have to calculate in your mind and you have to write it. Okay. So now I can show you some other example. I am going to sharing mode again and show you another folder. These all are interesting units. Only thing you have to be careful about your formulas. So I can otherwise say just what I mean to say. Any unit, you make a one exercise book, you take a one notebook, A4 size notebook, ruled paper, okay, maybe 60-70 pages or 100 pages, that is sufficient. First you write BCS-12 mathematics, what are basic mathematics. Unit number 1 in the top, first page, basically unit number 1, okay. First you see within this unit 1, you write a concept or the theorem, whatever it is. Half a page you write in your own languages. What you are understanding, the concept you write these things. Suppose for determinant or maybe matrix, you write 2-3 sentences you write in your own languages. You write it because concept is required. Then after that, you see particular this unit, what are the formulas? जहां जहां आपको फॉर्मूला दिखाई दे रहे आवश्यक फॉर्मूला, यू नोट डाउन उस सेकंड पेज में, मैं दूसरा पेज ले लीजिए, सेकंड पेज में आप सारे फॉर्मूला लिख लीजिए। जे इस यूनिट के अंदर में इससे बाहर कोई और फॉर्मूला नहीं, ये इतना ही फॉर्मूला है, चाहे 2 फॉर्मूला हो चाहे 3 फॉर्मूला, लिख लीजिए। देन गो द स्टडी मटेरियल, इग्नू स्टडी मटेरियल जो ऑलरेडी सॉल्व सॉल्यूशन है, जो ऑलरेडी सॉल्व किया हुआ है, फ्रॉम देयर हर टाइप का 2 एग्जाम्पल आप नोट कर लें, वो कॉपी में उतार लें, सेम थिंग। और कोशिश करो स्टेप्स को समझाने के लिए, ऑल द स्टेप्स रियली यू आर अंडरस्टैंडिंग और नॉट। देन यू डाउनलोडेड द क्वेश्चन पेपर, लास्ट 5 ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर्स। क्वेश्चन पेपर में पर्टिकुलर उसी यूनिट का क्या क्या टाइप का क्वेश्चन आ चुके हैं, उसको डाउनलोड, क्वेश्चन को डाउनलोड करो, देन यू ट्राई टू सॉल्व इट। आजकल सॉल्व पेपर सब मिलता है, गूगल में सर्च मारो, सब आ जाएगा, सॉल्व किया हुआ है। यस, ऑल द लाइन मे नॉट बी देयर, यू आर नॉट स्टिल अंडरस्टैंडिंग क्या दिया है, कैसे लिखा, दिस लाइन कहाँ से आया, वो कंफ्यूजन रहेगा। आई नो you still will be feeling some confusion because all these steps are not given. Some of these steps are clapped, skip कर गया होगा, पेंटिंग मिस्टेक भी हो सकता है। सो यू डू योर ओन बाय द टेक ऑफ हेल्प बुक्स, गाइड बुक हेल्प लेके आप खुद करो और सारे स्टेप्स लिखो, तो सारी कैलकुलेशन अपने आप पे करके, चाहे 3 स्टेप हो जाए, 4 स्टेप हो जाए, स्टेप्स बढ़ जाए, कोई दिक्कत नहीं है। आपको तो 5 नंबर मिलना है ना, हर क्वेश्चन को 5 नंबर मिलेंगे। सो यू राइट एज पर योर कन्वीनियंट, जो जो स्टेप्स आपको जहाँ पर गुना भागा करना है आप खुद करो, रफ लिख के रखो, सो दैट अब रिवाइज जब करोगे, ड्यूरिंग द रिवाइजन इट वेरी इजी, नहीं तो लगेगा बार बार नयापन लगेगा। सो इन द राइट साइड यू हैव टू राइट ऑल द कैलकुलेशंस। सपोज आप 25 × 5 किए होंगे, लिख दीजिए आप 25 × 5 डिवाइडेड बाय 125। सो ऑल दीज थिंग्स शुड बी रिटन। सो इन दिस वे आपका एक यूनिट का खत्म। क्या क्या लिखना, 3 चीज चाहिए। फर्स्ट उसका कंसेप्ट, फॉर्मूलाज एंड कुछ सॉल्व इक्वेशंस, सॉल्व जो मैथमेटिक्स वो आप करना है। देन यू सिमिलरली गो टू द सेकेंड यूनिट, अगेन तलाश करो उसमें क्या है, कंसेप्ट क्या है, उसका क्या चाहते हैं सेकेंड यूनिट में, समझ पा रहे हो कोई नहीं, कुछ कीवर्ड्स, सम ऑफ द कीवर्ड्स यू कैन राइट। देन ऑल द फॉर्मूलाज, सर्च करो क्या क्या फॉर्मूला इसके अंदर में छुपा हुआ है, सारे फॉर्मूला को एक जगह में इकट्ठा लिखते चले जाओ। देन अगेन सम सॉल्यूशन कॉपी में भर दो, करके रखो। यू जस्ट मेक योर ओन बुक, यू प्रिपेयर योर ओन मैथमेटिक्स बुक अपना, जिसमें रहेगा कंसेप्ट, फॉर्मूला एंड सम सॉल्यूशंस। I can tell you, if you do in this fashion, maybe hardly there are 20 units. So 20 units, you can take it a 4 pages per unit. So 20 into 4, 70 to 80 pages होंगे, इससे ज़्यादा नहीं, इससे कम भी हो सकता है। ठीक है, छोटे छोटे, एक्चुअली सॉल्यूशन इज वेरी सिंपल, 2-2, 3-3 लाइन में ही आंसर आ जाता है। सो 1-2 पेज में आपको 3-3, 4-4 सॉल्यूशन आ जाएंगे, ठीक है ना। सो आपको उतना पेज, सब 40-50 मैक्सिमम पेज मान के चलो, वही आपका एक किताब बन जाएगा। जैसे आपको एग्जाम टाइम आएगा, आपको कुछ नहीं करना है, सिंपली उसको उठाओ और देखते चले जाओ, फटाफट फटाफट देखते चले जाओ, आपका रिविजन भी हो जाएंगे, नोट भी तैयार हो गए। एंड आई कैन टेल यू, आई कैन एश्योर ऑल्सो, you will see 90% questions are coming from your note only. You can prepare in your note. आपका नोट से 90% क्वेश्चन आ जाएंगे, क्योंकि आपने तो सही तरीका में ही गए ना, क्वेश्चन पेपर डाउनलोड किए, सिलेबस जो इनका मटेरियल है वहीं से उतारा, ठीक है। मैं जो जो कुछ दे रहा हूँ उसमें से सारी चीज़ इकट्ठा करके एक जगह में कंपाइल करके रखना है, सो दैट इट विल बी वेरी इजी। देन 2 to 3 days इज सफिशिएंट फॉर रिविजन्स। अब अपना खुद हाथों से बनाओगे ना कोई भी नोट, तो यकीन के साथ कहता हूँ वो आपको पक्का याद आएगा, नहीं तो आप भूल जाओगे। सो एनीवे, आई थिंक, आई होप, मैंने मेरा अपना जो एक्सपीरियंस बता रहा हूँ, और लास्ट आई हैव सीन लास्ट सो मेनी बैचेस, सारे स्टूडेंट्स को यही प्रॉब्लम हो जाते हैं मैथ में, मेहनत करने के बाद भी अच्छा रिजल्ट नहीं होता है। उसका कारण नहीं है प्रॉपर नोटिंग नहीं किया, है ना। और आज जो कर सोच रहे हो कल भूल जाओगे, नोट करके रखोगे तो नहीं भूलोगे, और एक जगह पे है ना, बेसिकली इट विल बी इन वन प्लेस। नहीं तो ये कुछ इधर देखोगे, कुछ इधर देखोगे, कुछ डाउनलोड करोगे, लास्ट मोमेंट हड़बड़ हो जाओगे एकदम। बाकी सारी सब, नॉट ओनली द मैथ, अदर सब्जेक्ट ऑल्सो यू हैव टू गो इन दिस वे ऑल्सो। MS BCS-11 मान लीजिए, सेम प्रोसेस यू कैन डू इट, ओके। बट देयर राइटिंग पोर्शन इज मोर, यू हैव टू राइट मोर। मैथ के लिए आपको ज़्यादा लिखना नहीं है, सिर्फ सॉल्यूशन ही लिखना है, तो 40-50 पेज में आपको सारे के सारे आ जाएंगे। और वट एवर आई एम गिविंग, इसको भी प्रिंट आउट ले लेना, लेकिन उसको स्टेपल करके अटैच करके रख, उसका तो एम आई राइट, आई एम करेक्ट और नॉट? कुछ इनपुट, अच्छा इनपुट दिया कि नहीं?
यस सर।
अनमोल, ओके। और किसको अच्छा लगा मेरा ये बात को?
यस सर,
नहीं,
मेरे को भी लगा सर।
सही है ना? आप लोग करोगे ना ऐसे ही?
यस सर।
हाँ बिल्कुल ऐसा करो। सो साथ साथ मेहनत भी हो जाएगा। 50% तो ऐसे ही याद हो जाएगा। नोट बनाने के टाइम भी 50% तैयारी हो जाओगे। ओके, तो नाउ आई हैव टू गो।
सर मेरे क्वेश्चन था,
हाँ बोलो दीपांशु।
सर जो एग्जाम्स हैं वो ऑनलाइन मोड में होंगे फिर ऑफलाइन मोड में होंगे?
हाँ ये एक्चुअली मेरा भी एग्जैक्टली मालूम नहीं है आपका कैसे होगा। तो इसके लिए शायद आरसी से कुछ ना कुछ तो बताएगा आप लोगों को। फर्स्ट टाइम है ना, थोड़ा बहुत, क्योंकि मेरा तो अभी इतना जानकारी नहीं हुआ है। तो क्योंकि
सर
मेरा काम
आपका गेस क्या है, मतलब ऑफलाइन या फिर ऑनलाइन?
नहीं ऐसे क्योंकि ऑनलाइन के लिए अभी उतना इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर कंप्यूटर चाहिए। प्लस वो जहाँ होगा आप लोगों को कहीं ना कहीं हमें टाइम स्लॉट करना पड़ेंगे ना। इंटरनेट प्रॉब्लम है, इशू है, कई सारी चीज़ें हैं। वो तो शायद ऑनलाइन में कर देंगे। सपोज मान लीजिए, तो कोई सारे स्टूडेंट्स की तो दिक्कत भी है ना जो गांव में है। अब तो शहर में है, कुछ आदमी गांव में भी होगा, उनको इंटरनेट सिस्टम इतना अच्छा नहीं है, कहाँ बैठ के करेगा? उतना लैपटॉप, उतना हाई पावर रेजोल्यूशन उस तरह का नेट चाहिए। आधा घंटा 1 घंटा जो एग्ज़ाम होगा तो उसके लिए बाद में देखा जाएगा, नेट ही नहीं चला। कई सारे स्टूडेंट बोलेंगे सर हम तो एग्ज़ाम दे नहीं पाए। कई सारे इश्यूज तो होगा ना। तो पता नहीं, देखो क्या होता है। बाकी सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में, बहुत सारी यूनिवर्सिटीज़ में ऑलरेडी ऑनलाइन चल रहा है। बट सिटीज़ में हो रहा है, मेट्रोस में हो रहा है। एंड दे हैव ए वेल इक्विप्ड थिंग्स। पर्टिकुलर कोई साइबर कैफे में जाके बात जो भी हो, टाइम अलॉट किया जा रहा है, जो उस टाइम जाओ, अपना अपना टर्मिनल दिया जा रहा है, वो टर्मिनल में कर रहे हैं बैठ के। कोई ना कोई सेंटर में तो जाके करना ही पड़ेगा ना। घर में बैठ के कैसे होगा? यू हैव टू गो समवेयर ना। जैसे बाकी जितने सारे कॉम्पिटिटिव एग्जाम होता है ऑनलाइन में हो रहा है, बट कोई ना कोई जाके कंप्यूटर सेक्शन में इंस्टीट्यूट में जाके होता है ना जिसको। ऐसे कैसे होगा, है ना? अगर ऑनलाइन मोड में भी होगा तो उसके लिए तो होना चाहिए ना। तो एनीवे वो मुझे एक्चुअली पूरा जानकारी नहीं है, अगर मालूम हो जाएगा। बट आप लोग दोनों के लिए प्रिपरेशन रहो, चाहे फिजिकल हो। इसलिए आई एम ट्राइंग टू गिव यू एमसीक्यू टाइप क्वेश्चन ऑल्सो, सो दैट आपका, और मेनली कंसेप्ट क्लियर करने के लिए मैं ये सब छोटी छोटी चीज़ बता रहा हूँ। सो दैट इफ एनी ऑनलाइन मोड में भी एग्जाम होगा सो आपको कोई परेशानी नहीं होंगे। जो मैं पढ़ा रहा हूँ, जो भी समझाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ, बेस्ड ऑन दिस आप जरूर आंसर कर पाएंगे। ठीक है, तो ओके दीपांशु।
यस
अगर
सर।
मेरे
और
को
सर पेपर पैटर्न कैसा रहेगा, मतलब
पेपर
हार्ड
के
रहेगा फिर
पेपर का पैटर्न
ठीक है?
तो लास्ट 5 इयर्स का जो पैटर्न है वही रहेगा। नॉर्मली लास्ट 2-3 साल का क्वेश्चन पेपर वही पैटर्न रहेगा। छोटे छोटे क्वेश्चन ही तो है ना?
यस सर,
एक्चुअली
छोटे तो
पैटर्न तो
हैं।
वही रहेगा।
बट ये है ना सर, मेरे 11th ट्वेल्थ में मतलब मैथ्स था नहीं, इसलिए थोड़ा टफ
हाँ,
लगता है।
इसलिए आप जब भी कोई यूनिट आप स्टार्ट करोगे, आपका सामने डाउनलोडेड क्वेश्चन पेपर भी होना चाहिए, सो दैट पर्टिकुलर यूनिट का क्या क्या क्वेश्चंस आए हुए हैं वो आपको एक स्ट्रक्चर मालूम हो जाएगी। सो वही पैटर्न रहता है। ठीक है ना? अगर
यस सर।
क्वेश्चन पेपर लास्ट ईयर का नहीं है तो मैं अपलोड कर देंगे, मैं आप लोगों को दे देंगे। कोई दिक्कत मेरे पास है तो हम दे देंगे, और ऐसे भी मिल जाएंगे, नेट पे मिल जाएंगे। एकदम लेटेस्ट शायद नहीं होगा, बाकी सारे के सारे आपका इट इज़ अवेलेबल इन द वेबसाइट, नो प्रॉब्लम। सो यू कैन सी, डाउनलोड करके आप अपना एक फोल्डर बना लो, ओल्ड क्वेश्चंस पेपर्स ऑफ BCS-11, BCS-12, जो भी सब्जेक्ट है अलग अलग फोल्डर बना के उसमें डाउनलोड करके रख दो, और टाइम टू टाइम देखते रहो। ओके,
Hello, sir.
यस।
Uh,
सर जैसे अभी 11th में जिसका मैथ्स नहीं था, सो आई वाज आल्सो नॉट हैविंग मैथ्स, तो जिसको बेसिक क्लियर करना है, जैसे मैट्रिसेस था और डिटर्मिनेंट था, तो आपने पढ़ाया वो भी देखा, पर थोड़ा बहुत अभी भी डाउट है, तो क्या प्रेफर कर सकते हैं, कौन से मतलब एनसीईआरटी बुक्स या और कुछ है जिसमें छोटे छोटे जो बेसिक्स क्लियर कर सकते हैं?
डिटर्मिनेंट और मैट्रिक्स का क्लास जो शुरू में हुआ था आपने अटेंड किया था ना? आई मीन डाउट रह गया, अटेंड तो
यस
किए
सर।
होंगे।
हाँ हाँ, तो
ओके
मतलब जैसे बेसिक्स, जैसे फॉर्मूलाज भी देखने हैं, बिकॉज आई वाज आल्सो नॉट हैविंग मैथ्स इन माय 11th एंड 12th, तो
ओके।
फिर क्या प्रेफर कर सकते हैं जिसमें हम लोग छोटे छोटे
फॉर
जो
दैट
फॉर्मूलाज
मैंने
हैं?
भी इनिशियल क्लासेस में ऑलरेडी आई डिस्कस जे those who are not in having a 11 12 math, then they can take some NCERT books, 11 12 का कोई भी बुक्स ले लो। और आई थिंक द सॉफ्ट कॉपीज ऑल्सो अवेलेबल इन द वेबसाइट, फ्री डाउनलोडिंग कर सकता है एनसीईआरटी का बुक्स, नो प्रॉब्लम, मे नॉट टू परचेज द बुक्स। आप फ्री डाउनलोडिंग कर लीजिए एंड देन यू कैन पर्टिकुलर दैट चैप्टर को आप देख लो एनसीईआरटी बुक्स में, काफ़ी अच्छा से डिटेल्स दिया हुआ है। और फिर भी आपको फिर फर्दर डाउट हो रहा है, नॉट क्लियरिंग द थिंग्स, तो देन दैट केस सम फर्दर काउंसलिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड। और दैट केस आपको डाउट क्लियरिंग क्लासेस हो बा, आप पर्सनली मुझे व्हाट्सएप कर सकते हैं, फ़ोन भी कर सकते हैं। आफ्टर द क्लास ऑल्सो यू कैन टॉक टू मी, पर्टिकुलर किस जगह पे आप नहीं समझ पा रहे, दैट आई विल ट्राई टू क्लैरिफाई, बिकॉज ड्यूरिंग द क्लास सेशन नॉर्मली एक फ्लो रहता है, आई एम ट्राइंग टू कवर अप द थिंग्स, सो दैट टाइम इंडिविजुअल टू इंडिविजुअल चेक करना मुश्किल है। सपोज आप इफ यू हैव सम स्पेसिफिक प्रॉब्लम, डोंट वरी, आई एम विथ यू, आप कभी मुझे आप फ़ोन करके पूछ सकते हैं, जिस तरह मैं इस जगह में समझ नहीं पाए तो, और अदरवाइज यू कैन व्हाट्सएप मी पर्टिकुलर पोर्शंस, लाइन्स, स्नैपशॉट लेके जी सर इस जगह में हम समझ नहीं पा रहा। कई सारे स्टूडेंट्स मुझे गोल गोल करके कलरिंग करके भेज देते हैं जिस जगह में सर मेरे को क्लियर नहीं हुआ, तो मैं उसको व्हाट्सएप में ही रिटर्न में ही लिख के उसको क्लैरिफाई कर देता हूँ। नी नॉट टॉक टू टेलीफोन में बार बार बात करना शायद संभव नहीं होता, मेरे को ऑनलाइन क्लास चलते रहता है, बट मेरे पास जितना क्वेरीज आते रहता है जो भी मेल में व्हाट्सएप में, मैं फ्री टाइम में बैठ के उसको आराम से उसको एक्सप्लेन कर देता हूँ। उसके बाद भी नहीं समझ पाते तो आप फ़ोन कर सकते हैं मुझे, जी सर फिर भी मैंने समझ नहीं पाया। सो डोंट हेजिटेट टू कॉल मी, डोंट हेजिटेट टू राइट मी रिगार्डिंग द स्टडी, नो प्रॉब्लम। सो आफ्टर द क्लास मे बी यू आर थिंकिंग कुछ दिन के बाद तो क्लास खत्म हो जाएंगे, मेरा क्या होगा, अभी तो मैं समझ नहीं पाए। डोंट वरी, स्टडी के लिए कभी भी हिचकिचाना नहीं है, डोंट हेजिटेट, बिकॉज आवर ड्यूटी टू सेटिस्फाई यू ऑन ऑल रिस्पेक्ट। आपको एग्जाम में अच्छा रिजल्ट हो वही हम लोगों का मकसद है, इज नॉट? सो डोंट हेजिटेट टू राइट मी, और कहाँ प्रॉब्लम है अगर आप लिख के दोगे तो अच्छा रहेगा। सो देन आई कैन स्टार्ट देयर ओनली, नो? फर्स्ट यू जस्ट ट्राई टू अंडरस्टैंड जे मैं कहाँ कहाँ फंस रहा हूँ, किस किस जगह में मैं समझ नहीं पा रहा। फर्स्ट यू ट्राई योर सेल्फ, you do it yourself. I think 50% you can do it. पर्टिकुलर कोई जगह में आप अटक गए हैं तो आप मुझे यू कैन कॉल मी, ना प्रॉब्लम। ठीक है सुनाल?
Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Now, sir, we are doing our assignments now. So this is also taking lot of time. तो उसके लिए practice maths का
Yeah,
practice करने में time नहीं है.
I understand. Because of that, you are focused on the preparing the assignment, so that's why you are not practicing. But anyhow, just try to listen. What are the classes? I'm just telling you. At least आप note down करते जाओ. This is the things you can note down somewhere. Then in the free time you can do it. When you feel free, you can do it. Right now during the class session, I mean, only you have to note down the points, the bullet points लिखना है क्या क्या चीजें, because in particular one session is not sufficient to understand everything. The counseling classes, isn't it? So note down कर लीजिए, and then you take a study material, then other lot of books are there, the group books, different way they are explained, different books. And finally, you can ask me also, no problem. So finish your assignment part and participate the classes. Then after that, as per your convenient time, my convenient time, we can discuss, no problem. Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, then I can quickly go through some of the things. Here in this unit, rate of change of quantities. So when you go through the study material, that is also a art of study, how to quickly you have to overview the particular units. You see, this is a unit start. What you will do? First, you see the structures. And here, actually, some of the things are very important. About 2.5, it is your part, check your progress. Here, rate of quantities is important. Increasing the decreasing, maximum minimum function. Okay, let's see. So this is the actually the structure. Then you see the introductions. Point 2, introduction part, you have to go through this. Simply go through these objectives. What are the things are required? You see, this unit, especially your focus on your rate of change of the quantity. So that way you have to go through this, where the things are coming. So quickly you have to go through this. The rate of change of, that is what the formula, chain rules. So where the important things, you can highlight the things, chain rule. Then you write down some of the papers. Initially what happened, when you go through the materials, always you take a piece of paper or copy. An important point you have to note down. Then when you free time, then you go in the details. Otherwise, first you just try out which are the important things which are to be studied. Yeah? That you have to take it out first. Okay, anyway, so I have some of the solution of particular chapters that I'll show you. There I can go for which are the things. Yeah, that also very important things that I will upload. I will give you to this mail or something. I'll provide you, no problem. D by dx derivative, and it is the integral part. D by dx x is 1. Then integration of dx is equal to x plus c. So in the next class, Monday, I will discuss about the integrations. Basically, derivatives and integration is almost the same thing, only it is the anti. This is that's why it is anti-derivatives. Derivatives, anti-derivatives. So integrals are basically your anti-derivative. This by just opposite. In this case, it is a splitting up. We can d by dx. It is basically the part of this. Here it is integrate. I mean, all these things, all the dx are integrating. It is d by dx on the part of these things. Another example I can tell you for clear the concept. Suppose if you have bread, okay, you see the bread is, there are 10 or 12 piece slides are there, isn't it? For making the sandwich, okay. So you take a one piece of bread, slide piece. There are 10, you can segregate it. First you d by dx, you can give it dx, di dx 1, d by dx 2, second slides, and you make a punch, whatever it is. So that way you can mark all the d by dx, all the bread. Then when you are calculating, see this quality or all these things, particular bread you are making, so that means you are derivating. Then when all the dx, all the bread parts, again you are integrating, it will complete full braid. Complete full braid means integrated. Now, whatever the parts by part was there, now here actually you are integrated. All the dx are combined. So that's why the function, it is the integration of dx, only dx, not dy dx. Dy dx is the part of dy dx. Dy dx is the part of total dx. So I hope this, I am trying to clearing you. Basically, it is a part of this, all this part, and here it is a integrated, full form, full contain of these things. It's a full container, and it is the all are small container which are to be inside the main container. Okay. So this type of formula that I'll provide you, no problem. All the formulas are in one place, so need not to worry. There are 2 pages, so 2-3 pages. All the formulas are here. So it is sufficient for your differential and integral, all the formula. Out of that, there is no formula is there. There is sufficient formula. All the formulas are given. Okay. So this is basically all formula. So that you have to, and some solve examples is also there. Evaluate the integral part. That tomorrow, Monday, I will discuss about this integral part. Okay. Today is only differential part. So if you understand the differential, then integration also you can do it. No problem. So I think okay, this is also over. Application also, this is also certain. And that we have discussed or not. Let's see. Okay, this part is also we have discussed. Here some of the other function is also there. The limit is given, some of the formula. Same thing. It is almost everything are explained in your study materials also. Okay, I'm just trying to explain this portion also. Suppose in the exam it is given differentiate. Suppose we used to differentiate is y is equal to 2x cube minus, should be minus, yes. It is a minus 6 cos x. Y is equal to 2 into x cube minus 6 cos x. You see now it is some cos also is given. So with differentiate each term separately, we use the constant multiplier rule. So it is a constant multiplier rule they are utilizing. So dy dx as usual. So we are taking complete function. Then dy dx 2 into x cube, this part, minus again dy dx 6 cos x, this is another part. Okay. Simply nothing else, you have to just bifurcate. Then yes, you see, as I told you, so before x, what are the things constant part? It will come in the first. So 2 has come here. Then dx x cube minus, in this case, 6 cos x. So 6 will come out, and then dx cos x. Now we can apply for dy dx. You can apply. So 2 into 3 in, here actually we are applying the n into x to the power n minus 1. So that means 3 x to the power 3 minus 1 means 2. So 3x square coming in bracket. So this part is over. Now minus 6 d by dx cos x. So d by dx cos x, then you have that things you have to go by the chart. Standard chart is there. So when cos x is derivative, it is minus sin x. That you have to remember it. These things you have to remember it. Okay. So 6x square plus 6 sin x. That's all. So here actually you have to, that I will give you the standard chart where you can get all these things. This is also like this. Why? If it is giving a very lengthy type, this type function, another function is given cot x plus 2 cos x plus 3 sin x minus half e to the power r minus log ax. There are long functions. So again, don't worry, you have to split out as per the rule. Just considering it is a one of the braid piece, is another braid piece, is another braid piece, another braid piece. You are all the braid pieces, you are derivatives. Let's see the quality of the braid. Okay, and do it. And finally, you have to get the result. Suppose this type of things are coming in the exam mostly. Find dy by dx if y is equal to 4x square divided by x to the power 3 plus 3. Okay. So in this case, you have to consider it upper portion 4x square, you can consider it is a u, and the lower denominator you can consider it is a v. So then this is the formula d into uv. This is the formula. So based on this formula, you can put it. This type of things are coming and get the results. This is also given function 3x plus 5 divided by 2x plus 7. If the function is given, you have to derive it. So dy by dx, the lower portion v is coming, and upper, that is u dx, this portion minus is again the based on this formula only, which I have already given. Na? So when you apply the formula, and then finally you get it, dy by dx is value. Another is given function y is equal to x cube minus 4 by x cube. Same thing. Dy by dx is equal to dx, and this is the things. And then again, this is the lower part, small v, and this is the v square, and that is u, consider it u. And based on this formula, you can put it, and you slowly you will be reaching the answer. So I think I just try to give you the concept and what are the formulas already I've discussed. So this is your part of your differential units. So Monday, actually now the next class is Monday. So I'm trying to take some of the mock tests, some of the question I will prepare during these 2 days. And I hope so far determinant, matrix, induction mathematics, then your series, sequence, and your differential calculus. Up to this, I will try to make some of the questions, small questions. Answer will be there as an option, and you have to do it. So don't worry, maybe I will take another mock test. So try to attain everybody in the Monday test. So it will be beneficial for all. Okay. So now I can stop the sharing mode. It's almost, people have already tired. You are taking a 3 to 4 hours continuous class, and my class is normally coming in the last. So by the time you people have already tired. So anyhow, I'm trying to my best to give you more and more inputs. Okay. So any question? By the time I can take the chat box details, I can copy it. If any specific question,
शुरू में जो सर बता रहे थे इवेलुएट करने के लिए लिमिट वाला, सर उसमें डाउट है सर। वो जो लास्ट वाला का आंसर 0 आया, वो वाला सर समझ में नहीं आया था।
0 मीन्स e⁻x जो वैल्यूज है ना, वैल्यू ऑटोमेटिकली 0 है, इसलिए वो आप स्टैंडर्ड चार्ट देखोगे ना, जो स्टैंडर्ड हम भेजेंगे उसमें e⁻x का वैल्यू जब 0 होता है तो ऑटोमेटिकली 0 होगा, क्योंकि x टूवर्ड्स 0 दिया ना, लिमिट में x एरो 0 दिया हुआ है। अगर x 1 देता है, ट्रू देता है, x का वैल्यू ही 0 है, वो तो जस्ट किया है बस टेस्ट करने के लिए, जिस लिमिट का बारे में आइडिया है कि नहीं, समझे ना।
लेकिन डिविजिबल फॉर्म में अगर x है तो सर वहां अगर किसी को 0 से डिवाइड करेंगे तो उसका आंसर
तो
0
जीरो,
ही
हाँ,
लगता है।
0 तो 0 ही होगा ना। वो तो दिया है, जो मैथमेटिक्स का बेसिक आइडिया है कि नहीं, 0 डिवाइडेड बाय समथिंग, वो भी कंफ्यूज होता है बहुत बच्चे। 0 डिवाइडेड बाय 8 इक्वल टू क्या होगा, कोई बच्चे 8 लिख के आ जाता है, मैंने क्वेश्चन पेपर में देखा।
वही तो सर हम समझ कंफ्यूज हो गए। 0 बाय डिवाइड बाय 8 होगा तो
0
वहाँ
बाय
0
यानी
होगा।
कि ना,
हाँ,
0
तो लेकिन वही प्रॉब्लम 8 बाय
0 को
अगर
आप किसी
8
से भी
बाय 0
डिवाइड
रहेगा
करो,
तो होगा ना सर।
हाँ, 0 को आप किसी से भी डिवाइड करो तो 0 ही होता है। तो वही कंफ्यूज करने के लिए वो एग्जाम में वो क्वेश्चन दिया है, जो देखना चाहता है बेसिक आइडिया है कि नहीं,
लेकिन
और कुछ ही नहीं है।
वहां पे सर
वो
वो
एग्जाम
था
मिलेगा। ठीक है ना।
सर, वहां तो 0 से डिवाइड कर रहा था ना सर। 0 से डिवाइड किसी को कर नहीं सकते सर।
कर नहीं सकता ना, तो क्या होता है, 0 जो होता है इन्फिनिटी हो जाता है ना, अल्टीमेटली रिजल्ट क्या हुआ, 0
हाँ,
ही, वही है।
अच्छा।
वही देखना चाहिए, वही आंसर 3 लाइन का ही है, 5 नंबर है, ऐसे थोड़ी दे रहा है। कोई कोई बार वही स्टूडेंट बच्चे छोड़ देते हैं, थोड़ी सी 2 लाइन लिख के आने से 5 नंबर मिलता है, वही छोड़ देता है। तो मैथ है ना, इसको तो आप काट नहीं सकते। सो एनीवे, आई थिंक नाउ आई कैन stop the recording. Almost time is over. Otherwise, now I can stop the recording.